today's vlog, we head on a halongbay cruise from Hanoi. We actually just got back into our room now. It's actually Jack's 30th birthday today, and I booked this whole 3 weeks away as a surprise for him. But I really wanted to do something extra special for his birthday, so I'm really glad my planning worked out that we could do this today. If you haven't already watched my last vlog, we're currently in Hanoi in Vietnam as our first stop on our trip around Vietnam for a week before heading to Cambodia and Bali for another week each. Because we only have limited time in each space, we couldn't do a typical overnight cruise at Halong Bay, but we could do a day cruise from Hanoi. It just meant an early 7:30 a.m. pickup to drive for 2.5 hours to get to the port. Because it's Jack's birthday, I did actually pay for a private transfer, which was a little more. It cost $70 each way for the private car. There was also the option to get a shared shuttle, which was I think $25 return per person, which was much cheaper. But obviously because it was Jack's birthday, I thought we would much prefer a private car for that long journey. And also obviously it took less time because we weren't picking lots of people up on the way. I mentioned in the last vlog, which you should definitely check out, but we've actually been a little bit unlucky with the weather. It was actually quite hot and sunny in Hanoi a couple of weeks ago, and the weather forecast for the coming weeks is also really nice. But since we've been here, it's been between 10 and 15 degrees. So yesterday while we were out and about in Hanoi, we actually did both pick up North Face puffer coats to keep us warm, which did make a massive difference. So yeah, I definitely recommend if you're coming around the January-February time, definitely just keep an eye on the weather because it seems to change weekly. But of course, don't let it put you off from coming. The experience is still incredible. Just pack the right clothes. You'll see in the clips that there was no rain at all. We could still see everything. It wasn't completely foggy. It was just a little overcast. Actually, when we were doing some of the hiking, we did get a bit hot, so it is not as cold as it sounds. The name of the cruise was Amethyst Cruise. We booked through Get Your Guide, but the activity provider was Asia Fun Adventures. It cost us £98, so £49 per person, but the price does vary depending on the time of year. The full day trip was 7 hours long, not including the journey to and from the port on Tuan Chau Island. The day started with welcome drinks, and then we got to explore the ship while travelling to Halong Bay. The boat was amazing and so much bigger than I was expecting. There was an onboard jacuzzi, which I can imagine being so lovely in the summer months. Halong Bay is a World Heritage Site and known for its emerald waters and thousands of towering limestone islands topped by rainforests. The views as we travelled were breathtaking and reminded me so much of our travels in the Philippines last year. We then had a buffet lunch on board, which included fresh seafood dishes and traditional Vietnamese dishes. This was so delicious and so well presented, much like the rest of the boat. The first stop of the cruise was the Luon Cave area. We paid an extra $10 each to go on a speedboat around the Halong Bay Islands. This was so much fun and was definitely one of our highlights from the day, so definitely worth the extra money. The tour guide pointed out some amazing islands that we also wouldn't have seen without going on the speedboat. We then had the choice of kayaking or going on a bamboo boat through the cave, which was included in the price of the trip. We went for the bamboo boat as we didn't fancy getting wet on a kayak at this time of year. Again, the views, as you can see, were phenomenal. Our second stop of the day was a visit to what is known to be the most beautiful cave in Halong Bay. Sot Cave. We climbed some steps to enter the cave as it is 25 metres above sea level. This is the largest cave in the Halongbay area, covering more than 12,000 square metres. It features 2 big chambers containing incredible rock formations. This was so impressive and it almost felt like we were on the set of an Indiana Jones movie. The final stop of the day was Titov Island, also known as Titop Island, and is known for being the most beautiful island in Halongbay. In the summer, you can swim or sunbathe on the white sandy beach, but we decided to climb to the peak to see the panoramic view of Halongbay. It was quite a tiring climb with about 450 steps to reach the top, but it was so worth it to see the views from above. We then started our journey back to the port where we had a tea break on board and the staff surprised Jack and a lovely man from Korea with a birthday cake for their birthdays. This was so sweet of them and was such a lovely end to the day.
The first one is Jack David and the second one is Mr. Hanoi. Really nice. Thank you so much. You made it from your please. Wow, amazing. Okay, and Jack David, can you say together?
So yeah, as you saw, we had the most incredible day. The tour was so well organised, the activities were super fun, the boat was amazing, but also as you saw, the crew went above and beyond to make it such a memorable experience. The cake was just the cherry on top really. As you can imagine, I'm so pleased I booked this tour for Jack's birthday, and if you're like us with limited time or not really fussed about the overnight cruise, I couldn't recommend this tour more. I'm going to end this vlog here. We're waking up very early in the morning because we're getting picked up at 6:15 to head to the airport to head to our second destination, which is Hoi An, for the next 3 days.